Yeah, my path to entrepreneurship and leadership really just came through my love of skateboarding. When I was 17 years old, I loved skateboarding, and I picked up a skateboard and fell in love with it. My family is immigrants from Kenya, and so growing up, I didn't play the sort of the traditional sports that the kids play in America, and so skateboarding was a really an outlet for me for my creativity, something that I could just pick up and do. And I was fortunate enough to get shoe sponsors and clothing sponsors and things of that nature, and decided one day to take an extra pair of my shoestrings and make a bracelet out of it. And I was 17 years old, and the next day I go to school, and a number of my friends asked me, "Hey, can you make me a bracelet like that? That's a really cool bracelet." And so sort of my entrepreneurial light went on, and so I went home that night and I fashioned 10 bracelets out of my extra pair of shoelaces. And what I didn't anticipate the next day when I spoke to my friends was, every single person came back to me that I'd given a bracelet with a sense of, confidence that they got because someone noticed them because of the bracelet, or they were inspired by what I was doing. And it was this really amazing emotional transaction that happened, that gave me a lot of self-worth, doing something good for someone else, but also gave them a lot of self-confidence and something positive. So at that point, I thought, we really had discovered our why of our brand, which was inspiring positivity. And so our motto is seek the positive, and really the goal is to scale positivity through everything that we do as a brand. And so that led me into taking that why, building a really amazing team that's helped me to develop the business. So every day now I'm at the helm of making sure that we further that mission into the future. Yeah, so I'm the youngest of three, and the journey was. I remember when I was 5 years old, and I was in first grade, and I'm in Kenya, and I remember my parents raising money to come to this country, and it was like GoFundMe, but the African version back then. Obviously, there was no, internet wasn't a thing because it was still 1988. But we would have barbecues on Sundays and raise money, and they finally raised enough money to bring myself and my two siblings, brothers and sisters, over to America. And so that experience was obviously you kind of come from one place where everybody looks like you, and then you end up in another place where it's a completely diverse scenery. I actually went to Orange County, so it was somewhat diverse. And going into first grade and learning the language, I really learned a lot of my English from watching Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes, and just being almost in culture shock for the first year or so. And so it was an interesting experience. It was great to have brothers and sisters that were there with me. But it was a fun experience in the sense that I got to experience so much that I wouldn't have if I was in Kenya, and get an education that I knew I was lucky to have. And then the people that have inspired me, I talked about my family. They have all inspired me in one way, shape, or form, and developed who I am. I can remember growing up, thinking that I'll never be able to afford college, even though I wanted to be in business. And I remember listening and listening to music from the likes of Sean Carter or Jay-Z, and just actually getting a lot of like business insights from that, and really listening to lyrics and understanding, how to invest in real estate or how to start your own business, and all these different ways of understanding how to go from there. So, music's played a really huge role in my understanding of life and even in business. And obviously, I choose my artists carefully for that. And even other people as I've gotten a little bit older, Sir Richard Branson, who I've gotten to know, and his ability to live on an island and create an environment that allows him to be creative and learn and introspective. Those are really my inspirations in living a well-balanced lifestyle, not just making money and all those type of things that seem to be the barometer of success, but building your knowledge, building your family, building your health. And my life motto, my North Star, is to live a life that I never need a vacation from. I think what it means to me, and I've heard the term Black excellence to me means showing other young or old or any age of African American or Black people that they can be excellent. The phrase itself exudes confidence and belief. Um, and those aren't words that a lot of times are associated with Black, right? And in history, right? And so I think that word really is about us as a collective, reaching and striving for that and seeing that it is attainable, and excellence is that whatever it means to you is you can calibrate that word how you want, but just the idea and the mindset to strive for that every single day. That's what it means to me. And we have so many examples nowadays of Black excellence. You have the Obamas, you have a lot of different people that have just kind of shown it. And, it's our responsibility as the next generation to continue that forward, and continue to pay it forward for people that fought for our rights, Martin Luther King Jr., all the different people that have been a part of that journey. So that's what Black excellence is about. It's about, when I hear that word, it's about that confidence and that belief that you can be, and dedicating yourself to that. Black History Month is just a special month, for us to just recognize the people that came before us and sacrificed, for freedoms, and also just to educate, So for me, I use it as a time to continue to educate myself about Black history, and also educate others around me, whether it be through the brand or it be through the people that I run into, so on and so forth. And I think education is the key, right? There's so many beautiful things that are happening in the communities, the Black communities, and if we don't educate people and give them access to those things, they'll never know. And so for me, it's education, educating myself and educating others in a way that is impactful.